If you're an investor looking to scale your real estate portfolio, but the traditional lenders you're talking to are asking for pay stubs and tax returns and all kinds of bank statements, this video might change your life. Today, I'm breaking down the 25 most commonly asked questions regarding the DSCR loan, or the debt service coverage ratio loan. Now, this is the number one mortgage product that real estate investors use when they want to qualify based on the property's income, not their own. And these loans are specifically designed for real estate investors. Question one, what is a DSCR loan? So a DSCR loan is a debt service coverage ratio loan. And the way that it's calculated is if you have a monthly income on a property of $2,500 a month, let's say, and the mortgage payment on that property is $2,000 a month. So you have $500 a month in cash flow, right? So in this case, the DSCR, or the debt service coverage ratio, would be 1.25. So 1.25 in this example would be a really strong ratio. That's a strong cash flowing property, and that would be an acceptable loan approval. Now, if your mortgage payment was $2,500 a month and the monthly cash flow coming in was $2,500, that would be a ratio of 1.0. And also on the other end, if you have $2,500 a month in expenses, so this is your mortgage payment, all costs included, yet the property can only generate $2,000 a month, you have negative $500 in cash flow, that would be a ratio of 0.80. Now, to be clear, if your property does not cash flow, so if you do not ratio and you're less than 1.0, there are still options for you. And even if you have no ratio, so the property is vacant, you can get an approval. So you'll take the gross rents monthly, the total amount you can get every month, and then you're going to divide that by the total monthly payment, all expenses. So in this case, we'll call it principal and interest. That's your normal mortgage payment. Then you'll have taxes and insurance added in there. And then if applicable, you'll also have HOA dues. Number three, do I need income verification or do I need to provide any tax returns? The answer is no. Nope. No doc. This loan is a true no doc loan with regard to income. All you'll need is an appraisal and a lease if you have one. If you don't have a lease, that's okay. There are still options. Additionally, that appraisal will also have a rent schedule. So the appraiser is going to pop in a 1007 form, which is nothing more than an additional okay, I don't need to tell people that. They don't care. Number four, can I qualify with poor credit or no job? The answer is possibly. Now, most lenders are going to look for a credit score of 640 or higher. And if you're below 640, that's potentially okay. There are some strategies that we can use to make sure that you get that property purchased or refinanced if you need it. But they're far more interested in learning if your property can cash flow for you, and they don't care as much about your job. Keep that in mind. Number six, what's considered a good DSCR score? And how does that affect my rate? Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It would mean the world to me if you would just jump down and click subscribe. I promise I'll keep kicking out cool content like this for your investment strategies, and keep watching. Now, a DSCR of over 1.0 is good. Now, if you can push that to 1.15 or 1.25, that's even better. That also could potentially improve your rate. Now, if you're below 1.0 on the ratio, there are still options. Now, you can still get approved, but it might require more down payment if it's a purchase. You might only be able to borrow a certain percentage of that home's value, and you might have higher pricing. This one I get all the time. DSCR loan versus all those other conventional loans. Jeremy, what's the difference between these? Well, the DSCR, they just look at the property's ability to cash flow. While conventional loans and all the other loans in that same bucket, they all require some form of income. DSCR loans only focus on cash flow. And for the investor, they're faster, they're easier to do in most cases, and they're way more scalable. Number eight, are DSCR loans nationwide? Yeah, absolutely. Most DSCR lenders, myself included, we operate in all 50 states. You will need to check with your loan advisor for specifics, but I got your back. Number nine, what are the biggest deal breakers? And there's usually four things that will kill a deal for a DSCR loan. Those include low DSCR ratio, or no ratio. In some cases, that might be tough. Uninhabitable properties or properties in mid-construction. We're missing reserves. Now, reserves are nothing more than how many months of the monthly payment you have on hand, but you don't need to use. So a lender might say, hey, for this particular DSCR loan, we need to see 3 months of reserves, okay? And if your payment is gonna be $2,500 a month, that would mean that you have to have $7,500 shown somewhere in a bank account, savings or checking, or perhaps in a 401k that just shows $7,500 as as of the date of closing. Number 10, what's the typical down payment for a DSCR loan? Well, 20% is standard. Almost all DSCR lenders out there can do 20%. However, there are options where you can put 15% down, and in some cases, I've seen recently reports of 12.5% down, which it's better than 15% down. Now, keep in mind, you might need to put more money down to make sure that you still ratio on that loan of 1.0 or greater, and your credit score might be way more important if you're trying to put less money down than 20%. Number 11, what types of DSCR loans are out there? So you'll find 30-year fixed loans fairly easily. That's fairly standard. And then you have 30-year interest only, which is just the calculated interest payment. That's all you pay, but you do not pay down any principal. This could be important because if you're trying to ratio with a specific loan and you can't with a 30-year fixed loan, you might save a couple $100 by going the interest only route, and maybe that loan is an option, but maybe it's a little bit more temporary because again, you're not paying down any principal. So that has to fit your strategy. Now there's also adjustable rate options. Commonly we'll see a 3-year, a 5-year, 7, and even a 10-year adjustable rate option. And you're gonna have to check with your loan advisor for specifics. And there's even loan options, specifically DSCR loan options for short-term rentals. Number 12, can I pay a DSCR loan off early? The answer is you can. It's always wise to have a conversation with your mortgage advisor up front about how long you want this specific DSCR loan in place, because there are prepayment penalties, and I'll get to that in one of these questions coming up soon. Number 13, do I need an LLC to get a DSCR loan? Answer is not always. Many times you can close in your personal name, but some lenders might like you to vest in an LLC or close in an LLC for asset protection purposes. Number 14, hey, can I live in a DSCR financed property? Only if you don't own it. So when you get a DSCR loan, you're likely going to sign a non-occupancy affidavit or an attestation. And what you're doing is you're telling a lender like, hey, I understand this is for an investment property only. I cannot occupy it, and they'll make you sign that. So in that case, if you buy one or you refinance one and it's in your name or in your LLC's name, you can't live there. Number 15, how long do these loans actually take? 30 to 45 days is common. Sometimes you can get it done in 3 weeks. I always budget 30 days, especially with a brand new borrower where we haven't worked together before, because that first loan is going to require a lot of documents up front. The future loans that we do for that same borrower and same LLC will require much, much less. DSCR loans will also require an appraisal, and that appraisal process can take up to 7 to 10 days maybe. That's going to be a small chunk of the process. If the market rent comes in differently, we might need to navigate a different loan amount, possibly a different lender, to make sure that you can get what you need out of that property, considering what the value came in at and what the market rent came in at. 16, can I use gift funds for a down payment? Now, some lenders allow you to do this, but you want to check with your mortgage advisor and go through the process with a complete questionnaire and a loan consultation, because there are many variables to these DSCR loans. So in some cases, yes, but in some cases, no. Reason why is a lot of lenders want to see some of your skin in the game. Number 17, can a seller assist with my down payment and closing costs with a DSCR loan? DSCR loans can accept seller contributions for your closing costs. Now, closing costs will be escrow and title fees. They could potentially help with the appraisal cost and credit that back to you at closing. You'll also have taxes and insurance. You'll have your prepaids on a purchase as well as your new escrow account. So you put a few months up for those items. And then any other costs associated with the loan, whether that's buying down the interest rate or perhaps any administrative or processing fees. Each lender is a bit different, so definitely check with your mortgage advisor on that. Now, as far as the down payment, you'll have to check with the lender. There are some situations where lenders will allow the seller to even carry a small note of the down payment. Now, these are very specific types of scenarios, so just make sure that the lender you're choosing has that option for you. 18, can I get a DSCR loan on a property that already has a mortgage on it? Yes, you can. It is rare. There's only a specific few lenders that allow a DSCR second lien. And in this case, if you have a DSCR first loan where you have cash flow coming in every month, you're in the cash flow positive, you could potentially get a DSCR second loan so long as the first payment and the second payment, both of them come in under or at whatever your market rent is for that property. 19, Jeremy, how best do I prepare to get a DSCR loan? Like, what do I need? Really just 4 things. Have your lease, if it's rented, know your market rents, keep your credit squeaky clean, and be prepared to show some reserves. Number 20, what kind of interest rates should I expect? Now, DSCR loans carry slightly higher than conventional rates. So if we're in a mortgage environment right now where most of the interest rates are between 6 and 7%, think 7 to 8%, depending on credit score, the loan structure, and the other variables that we're discussing today. Number 21, do I need investment experience? This is a good one. Not necessarily. So a lot of times lenders will give you preferential pricing for your investment experience. Sometimes it's how many rental properties have you owned for the last 12 months or more. Sometimes it's how many rental properties do you have total and how many of them have been rented for the last year. Some lenders require no rentals whatsoever. 22, so what's the minimum and maximum loan amount that I can get with a DSCR loan? So most lenders offer a floor of about $75,000 or higher, and then you can go all the way up to about $3 million. Some niche lenders we have access to even go higher than that. Number 23, are DSCR loans interest only? And they can be. Many lenders we have access to will offer 5-year or 10-year interest only options to make that payment a bit lower. But by far the most common DSCR loan I'm seeing right now is a 30-year fixed loan, which functions the same way a conventional fixed loan does. Number 24, what are reserves and how much of that do I need? So reserves, best way to describe this, these are funds that are sitting in an account at closing. So most lenders want 3 to 6 months usually of those monthly payments sitting in an account, in a bank account that's a savings, maybe a business checking, and even 401k statements that show that 3 to 6 months worth of payments will also work. And lastly, number 25, how do I find a loan advisor that can help me with my DSCR loan needs? Pretty simple. Book a call with somebody who uses them themselves, who knows the product in and out, and who can serve and advise on the highest level possible, because every DSCR scenario is different and it's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all strategy. Oh, and if you need contact info for somebody like that, you can go ahead and look below and click something that gets a hold of me. Now, if you're serious about looking into the DSCR loan process, go ahead and book a call with me. It is a free strategy session, no strings attached. Even if I'm not the lender that you use, you're gonna walk away from that call with something that you probably didn't know before the call, and I want you guys to win. Hey, if you got some value out of this video, please like and subscribe, and comment below if you have a question about DSCR loans that I did not cover. I'd like to answer every one of those personally. I wanna make sure that you're armed with the right knowledge moving forward so that you can make the most informed decisions about your investment strategy. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. You don't wanna hear about that. Who cares about that, really? It's not even a good question. Hey, hon, do you have any questions about DSCR loans? Babe?